Welcome to this keys tutorial for the song Father of Jesus. This is in the key of A flat at 71 beats per minute, although its relatively simple chord pattern can be easily transposed to a more guitar-friendly key such as G. Let's take a listen to the opening, intro, and chorus, which establishes the basic chord pattern. Note on the intro that it starts with just a minimal organ playing. Let's take a listen to it.
Intro, 2, 3, 4. Intro.
So we have the basic A flat chord, going to the C minor, suspended chord.
Verse 1.
Verse has the same pattern with the bass. C minor in the bass, E flat,
Chorus.
A, then E flat. We've got this chord here. This chord, spin.
Turnaround.
Here are the Ableton settings for the intro, verse, and chorus. And of course, in my Ableton setup on these sections, they're all separately and they change when the indicator changes. So this is the main organ here, going from this A flat 1 or G sharp 1 to the E flat or D sharp 3. This is these high notes between the A flat and the E flat, and it's pitched up 24 semitones or 2 octaves. This is a soft string pad that comes in on the chorus, again, not on the intro or the verse. And this note here, this A flat 2, just sustains that A flat. And then when it finally gets to the 5 chord on the E flat, notice that we have like a power chord. We've got it down minus 12, 5, and 12. So to review, we've got the intro. That's a C minor, sort of a second inversion. This is an inverted D flat 2. Here's the 2 for that high E flat. Then an A flat over E flat. And then an E flat sus inversion. That repeats on the intro. E flat 2, E flat sus. And on the chorus, this chord, which is a E flat 2. And then on the B flat minor 7th, the C flat, I call it an add 4. Then we have a sus chord. Walk up. You and only you. E flat sus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the turnaround. On the turnaround, the pads come in strongly and the chords change, and the Ableton setup is a little different, as I'll show you. This high organ part is the same, pitched up 2 octaves. The keyboard here for this lower organ is split so that the D natural doesn't sound on the organ. Here, this range is E flat to E flat. This range here is A flat to G. And then here, this is this A flat 12, 16, 19. This is the C in the bass, 7, 10, 15. That's the E flat, 5, 9, 12. And here's that D that we didn't want to sound on that pale face organ. It's going to play a regular E flat chord. So we're going to pitch that D up a half step so it'll sound E flat. And then there's just an E flat major chord, 4, 7, 12. This isn't on the tracks, but I added it on my keyboard just to reinforce the bass. On my pad sound, I just wanted a little more bass. So I have a soft synth bass here going from this A flat 0 to E flat 1. So the sound on the turnaround, the pad is this with that synth bass. Notice that seventh there. It's a C minor seventh chord, which wasn't on the verses or the chorus. Suspended chord. And here's where that changes. We use that D. So again, the organ's playing just these two notes. And we've got a little dissonance there from the suspended A flat. And then we'll go into verse 2 and another chorus. On the second verse, the Ableton settings are exactly the same as the turnaround. But again, on the verses, we don't have that C minor seventh chord. And so I've got the bass down here. And then the Ableton settings on the chorus are slightly different, as I'll show you. As mentioned, the Ableton settings change on the second chorus. We have to add in this B flat minor chord, which is kind of, again, it's added B flat minor seventh with an added fourth. And here it's 10, 15, 17. And we've also added a piano down here. Notice that we've split up the keys, so we've got this upper range from E flat 1 to E flat 3, this lower range from A flat 0 to D flat 1, and then this D here, we've pitched up just a half step, so it sounds E flat. And if you'll remember, we had to do that down here for, I think this is it. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. So when we get to that part, the chords sound the same. So everything put together, it's this. 1/3. The sus. Let's listen to the interlude where the pattern of chords change. The organ initially drops out and you have just piano and pads. I'm going to play you a track with the parts together.
Interlude.
We'll ignore those high guitar parts.
Bridge.
On the interlude, the pads are sustaining an A flat in a low, middle, and a higher range. I will show you the Ableton settings to get that. And the pattern here is this A flat, C. You hear the A flat persist despite the C in the piano. E flat, we still hear the A flat in the pads. Here's that F for the 6 for the minor. Then in time, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. The piano is playing this high part. You hear this harmony along with this high note. And down here, so it's together. Comes up. Here it changes. So from E flat to F. That F isn't hit a second time. 2 times on the F, so. Here are the Ableton settings. You've seen these before, the A flat, C, D flat. Here's that F minor, but again, it's just sustaining the A flat pad, -12. And here's the E flat, so we've got -12, 12. We pitched it down 4, so it still stays on that A flat pitch. Here it's pitched down -5, -9, -7. And here's the piano range from A flat 0 to E flat 5. And I've just duplicated it to get the sound that I wanted. These are 2 slightly different sounding acoustic pianos. After the interlude on the bridges, which repeat 4 times, the pattern is the same, and only the pads change. There's an organ sound that comes in a little later, and I'll show you those Ableton settings. And the piano moves from this high range into just this. And on the recording, the pianist varies the little things each time, and I don't think you have to play it exactly as they do. And variations, sometimes you go up and hear it hit those notes. And as we come to the final refrain, it's just there's the same pattern, but just more instruments in, and then we'll go into a final chorus. So let me show you the Ableton settings. So as we mentioned for bridge 1, the settings here are as we had them before with the pianos. And then for the second bridge, we've added in this organ here, which is playing just a double note. So it is keyed to these low notes with that A flat, C, D flat, F, E flat. And so we've pitched up 48, 7, 43, 8, 43, 7, 14, 43, 3, and 43, 5. And when it's loud like that, also we go down and hit that low A flat, where before we were just up here with the bass notes. When the chorus comes back in and repeats twice, same sort of thing. We've got that organ as before. We've also got these pads that have come in, and they are as before with the same patterns in here, 12, minus 12, 7, 12, 16, so full chords, 12, minus 12, 3, 7, 12, 12, minus 12, 7, 12, 14, 12, minus 12, 4, 7, 12, minus 12, 3, 7. And then we have another interlude. And when we get to this interlude, all those other pads and things back off, and we're back down to almost the way we started the song, except we now have the piano and the organ playing. And then into the last refrain, same thing, just piano and the organ. And then for the last chorus, the settings are the same. The only thing that's different is that instruments are dropped out and you're playing just in this middle range again. So again, to repeat myself, the last refrain, chorus, refrain, and the end are the same patterns that we've seen before for the chorus and the bridge. The only thing that changes are the dynamics all through that and a little bit of improvisation around the piano parts. You can vary the volume, the dynamics, the notes you play to keep this repetitious pattern still fresh. If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful learning the song, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be informed for when I do my next keyboard tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.